Hello, roadies. Well,
What?
we're going to start a new podcast this year and going to do a weekly roadie update, perhaps a midweek waiver wire update. But to get things started, I think it would only be appropriate to just start from the beginning.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. So it's White Fox here, JJ's Juggernauts.
Yep.
And so to start off with, since Jameson, JJ's Juggernauts, was there at the genesis of the league, we figured we'd get a little story time going, and he can kind of fill us in on just how it all began. It was at Ball State, correct?
Ball State. It was a rainy night when I first got the call. The McDermott brothers, B-Ray, Josh Weaver, Eric Montel, threw together a league pretty quick. They needed people. They called me. I remember it was raining because I had a freaking badass pink mongoose, pegs on the front and back, whatever.
Yeah.
That bike pulled hard. On the way to the draft, I wiped out. Both tires were kind of bald, slipped on the new, fresh blacktop, poured in front of the Fidel house, slid all the way across the street. It was sick. I wish I had video of it. Got there, soaking wet. First draft ever.
Who was there? Who were all the initial participants?
Me, Big Brain, Moose, Barry, Weaver, Montel, McDermott's. I want to say that's probably pretty close to it.
How many people were there? Do you remember?
I want 8 or 10.
We'll
I
have
think.
to confirm that with one of the
Yeah, we'll have to confirm. Give an
gatekeepers.
update.
Yeah, so it was 8 or 10.
It was 8 or 10. I can't remember.
All right, and it was a points championship back then. No?
Yep. Kept all the scores out of the Star. 1995.
Yeah,
Great year.
box scoring. I remember
Yep.
those days. Barry used to mail out journalism. Barry, Ball State journalism. Barry
Right.
used to mail out the standings and then some, if I remember correctly, little snippets and what have you.
Yeah.
Right?
He enjoyed it. We
maybe
let him do
some
it.
shenanigans back then, but we'll leave that for a later pod. So points championship. D-Dog won that year, but do you remember who was the first pick of the draft by chance?
I want to say it was either Dan Marino or Brett Favre. It was one of those two. I'm pretty sure it was Marino. Because that's where that comes from.
Back in the Duper.
I don't think Clayton and Duper were there in '95.
no,
maybe they were though. Maybe
Yeah.
they were that. But I do. They remember the notorious second pick made by Barry McLaughlin of Barry Foster, who was cut earlier in the day, and he clearly had not watched because there was no smartphones.
Yeah.
You had to literally watch ESPN to get updates.
So Barry was the original Graw.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well said.
He made up for it later, though, did he not?
Yeah, 16-0. He'll let you know sometime, I'm sure.
All right, so D-Dog was the year one champion, yeah?
Yep, Miz had to be there. Now that I look at year two champ, Miz, I'm sure was in the draft room.
Okay, well, at a later date, we'll confirm that the league roster for that first season. That was in 95?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anything else you remember from that year that stands out or just...
I
I mean, how did you guys even hear about it and know to, like, start a league? Like, who came up with the idea?
I'm pretty sure it was the twins.
Of course.
They were like, "Hey, man, let's do football." Fantasy football. I don't know. I just remember getting a phone call. I was in my dorm, freaking being a freshman. It was amazing, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in. Whatever. Let's do it."
I don't think I'm outing you by any means by asking this, but was there some partying going on during this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Very good. So, anything else from year one that you remember?
No, not really.
Okay.
Year 1 through 4 or 5 is probably a blur. A lot of hazy
Right. That's
situations.
So what year were you guys at Ball State that year? Do you remember?
I was a freshman. They were probably already sophomores, juniors.
Okay.
So I was there way longer than they were. I mean,
Ms. Wick-
96, 97, there was one year where there was complete shenanigans. I know we started adding different people to the league.
Yeah. Who was the first recruit?
I don't know if it was. God, I can't think of his name right now. Muha maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then Graw for sure at some point. And then Big Burn was the one that was, there was always shenanigans. I don't think you've ever met Dennis Burns.
I have
but
not met Dennis Burns. No. Is he Montgomery Burns' nephew or
no, he's not, but he is definitely a character out of a TV show.
Smithers?
Big Burn. But him and Moose pulled off probably the
Shadiest
shenanigans
so there was,
ever.
Was there trading back then?
There was trading, and they basically, Big Burn traded Moose his every good pick he had. It was complete. Like, there was meltdowns galore. It was
R.I.P. Moose, not here to defend himself.
right. No.
But
There was no defense. We'll just say that.
Okay. Right. And then, how did you guys do waivers back then?
I think we had to send them in by a certain, like...
I thought I heard somebody say
you had to have them in
did
by,
a
like,
secondary
Wednesday.
draft later in the year, too. Is that, you remember that, or is that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
That.
But I remember you had to, like, basically give them to the commissioner, and it obviously was done by, like, what position you were in.
Yeah.
I had to have them in by Wednesday. I don't know. There was no Thursday football back then either, so
No.
it was Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
So you could set it up a lot easier than you would.
Called your lineups in to Barry or something? Or
Yeah.
who was the commish?
I think Barry was in charge of it at that point.
Yeah. I was not in the league then. I'm having a hard time remembering what year I actually joined the league. Do you remember?
We could probably look it up because there's standings in here at certain points.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I'll look it up.
Definitely not 2001.
Not by 2001.
What was your first? I remember your first name.
I don't remember.
Creamy Beavers.
Creamy Beavers. Yeah, that's right. From the Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
Yeah, Creamy Beaver.
Hotter than a fever.
Yeah, we can. We've gone through many different things, conferences. Everything that we've been through. If you go back through and notice, the McDermotts have usually set themselves up. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well,
they can argue with me if they want.
Well, but we'll have them on and they can defend themselves. They are, I will say, they are definitely agents of change.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Don't be afraid of change, JMO.
I am a curmudgeon. They will agree to that as well.
Do not be afraid of change.
I cannot find the Creamy Beavers yet.
I wonder when I entered. I think you guys were already graduated for sure.
Oh yeah, we definitely were. I'm on 2006. Still don't see the Creamy Beavers. I noticed that D-Dog's name has changed probably 4 times already.
Yeah. What do we got? Can we get a rundown?
We go from the bionic canines to the crouching bionic canines to I just saw in 2006.
I'm in 2007 here. I'm looking. I'm the Alpha Feral Cat.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Let's work our way
2006 D-Dog comeback canines. Now he's currently the Gold Coast Warrior. Yeah, you weren't. So 2007 then it looks like.
Hold on, let me look. No, Word Slinger, 2006. You're just not recognizing my name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to 2002. See what we have here. Standings. JJ's Juggernauts, actually. Listen at this. 2002, you actually won your division. That's probably the last time that happened.
Well, we don't have divisions all the time, so.
Downtown Ruffian. Brainiacs Maniacs.
Yeah. Looks like 2006.
No, it's 2002. Team Jesus and Mary. That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me and Amanda. Amanda got to co-help me for one season.
Oh, wow.
Not.
You needed your sister to help you?
No, I think I was just being nice.
Oh, yeah.
I love her.
I feel like Amanda still runs your team.
Jesus Freaks, 2001. That must have been when I got saved or something over there. Now, you know what? It doesn't have from 2001 down. There's no way to look. So
Right.
I think it was around 98 or 99.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else do you remember from those early years?
Jesus
Anything?
Freaks 3-9-1. sensational record.
Yeah,
That's before Manda started helping you, though.
Funny. We'll get to multiple year winners and
Yeah.
eventually. And
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
that's a sore subject.
if my sister helped me too, but it's okay.
We will probably skip over the perfect season.
Absolutely.
We'll let Barry, we'll give him the floor for an hour on that one. So,
He did come back from the Buffalo Berry nickname to come 16-0, which
he did own that nickname very well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He owned it proudly.
Yeah. I think we're all really blessed that from looking at this that EI finally quit the league.
Yeah.
He had a nice little run, no?
I think he spent a lot of time on it. That is for sure.
Yeah. He was EI analytics before analytics were cool.
I would say he was. He broke. I mean, he
roll
wrote
in the spreadsheets and be like, I was a little intimidated. I'm not gonna
right. He wrote handicapping papers for horse tracks. Like, he was the guy who actually wrote the handicapping paper for a New Orleans horse
I
track.
think he got mad at the league for something, but I also think he was probably just bored with us.
Yes, he was mad about trades. That's usually where all the hatred and vitriol comes from. Trades and me being grumpy that people want to change, and
Yeah. It's quite a diverse.
or the classic D-Dog. I'll give you these 4 guys for year 2.
We need to give that a name. So that's a certain kind of trade.
The crouching bionic canine trade.
The bionic trade. Yeah.
Yes.
The 4-for-1.
The old 4-for-1.
Yeah.
Steal.
Never have I ever made a 4-for-1.
No, never will I ever make a 4-for-1 unless I'm getting the 1.
You pause. All right, so that's just a little peek into the beginning of the RFL. So as like I said, we'll just talk about the RFL on a week-to-week basis. Kind of go through, maybe revisit some more of the history. Maybe have some people come in and talk to us. Got to get the McDermotts in here, Barry, whoever wants to actually. Big Brain.
He lives close.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy. Yeah. This might be his year, man. I have a feeling.
Absolutely.
Wink, wink. That this is his year.
It's either this is his year. He's done. He's done.
Is he actually? Is he done?
I'm done. I'm out. He's Big Brain. He's out every year.
Yeah. See you next. See you guys. I'm done.
I'm out later.
All right. So we'll pivot off of that. Let's talk. Kind of been a big week with the NBA draft lottery, which totally fixed.
Fit the script perfectly for the NBA.
Honestly, San Antonio again. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Wembayama. I mean, is it just it's almost like Peyton Manning right into Andrew Luck.
What's the best pick the Pacers have ever had?
Steve Stepanovich.
I mean, number-wise. Have we even been in the top
didn't we
2 or 3?
Stepo, 1 or 2 or something?
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That kind of upsets me thinking about Steve Stepanovich as our best pick.
Thing is at 7. I'm not a big college basketball guy, so I'm not really. I don't know about these college players all that much. Not right now. I'm going to do a little research and find out, but I'm just stoked that we have Halliburton in town.
Yeah, I mean, he is the type of guy that's going to want to stay here forever, which is the kind of guy we need.
I think so too.
Get rid of the people like Paul George, playoff P, who thinks he's really great, but he's still playoff P. I think the keeping Turner was a great idea for us as well. Yeah. And hopefully Matherin starts to develop into something, but we definitely need a 3-guard or a 3 that can score and rebound. We need better rebounding and defending because watching us defend last year.
So as of right now, going into the 22-23, so actually it would be the 23-24 season, we have $95 million of salary, which is 29th in the league. So I guess that's good and bad. We've got room to sign some people, but who the hell is going to come here, right?
Right. We always have to concentrate on those mid-level guys.
Yeah. So let's see who's on the roster. Let's see what the starting 5 would be today. Obviously, that'll change with the draft and trading and what have you. But
I think Matherin starts next year with Halliburton.
So you got Halliburton running the point, which is beautiful because looking here, we have him through 25, and he's making $4.2 million, $5.8 million, $7.9 million. I'm sure before that 7.9, which is a qualifying offer, I bet we hopefully restructure his contract before then.
Yeah, I hope we sign him tomorrow.
Yeah,
10-year deal. Can we do that? I think a max is at 7, isn't it?
So you got the bookend of Halliburton at the 1, Turner at the 5, right? And then I think you're right, Benedict Mathurin, who, looking at this, we have through 2027, which in 27 is also a qualifying offer, team options in 24 and 25. So my point is we have a really young team on good money. So
yeah, Nembhard, I think, will be a good piece for us.
Nembhard,
I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar, but I mean, he can hoop. He's not
Does
afraid
he
of
run
the big.
the point, and then Halliburton plays the 2?
No, I don't think so.
They were doing that a little bit last year, weren't they? But you don't really need a backup point guard. You got T.J. McConnell.
How many years has McConnell got left, though? And
through 24, with 3 more years.
3 more years?
Sorry, 2 more years.
I was going to say, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we tried to trade for somebody if McConnell was a piece of that trade, because McConnell has value. Mm-hmm. He's got playoff experience. He's good. He doesn't complain about minutes, and when he's in, he produces.
Yeah. Looking here, the only people we have past the next 2 years are Mathurin, Duarte, Isaiah Jackson, and Nembhard. So we're gonna have some contracts to do next year and the year after. So starting lineup: Halliburton, Turner, Mathurin.
Buddy Hield still here, right?
Buddy Hield, yeah. Next year is his final year, expiring contract. He could be a trade piece.
Yeah, he's a 3-and-D type guy, which everybody wants.
But yeah, so like after that, and I haven't even named who's the 4. Sticks, Jalen Smith.
We have no 4. So, yeah, I mean, we either need to play Turner at the 4 and get a different type of center, because Turner's not the best rebounder there is, but he stretches the floor really well. So could you play Turner at the 4 and play someone else at the center? But, I mean, we had some bonus, and that didn't really work when we tried that.
We have Daniel Tice for 2 more years.
How many games did Tice even play in last year?
I don't know, probably
10?
10? Yeah. He's okay, but he seems
serviceable off the bench. He is old.
He just seems a little, I hate to say, but like
average.
And just not. He doesn't.
I don't think he fits with our style. I think we want to push the ball, and I don't see Tice at this age getting up and down the floor.
Damn, we have a big roster right now. George Hill is gone. He's not. We don't have him next year. Goga Batadze gone. George Hill gone. James Johnson gone. O'Shea Brissett is not on the books for next year. I kind of liked him last year. He was a good 8th, 9th guy. Jordan Nwara, we have him next year for $3 million. That's a good deal. He actually, I thought, played well at the end of the year. He fits our lineup too, I think. Neesmith, we have for 2 more years. Forgot about him.
It's Barry's guy.
Yeah, so, I mean, we got to sign 1 or 2 guys, see who we get at number 7. We have 3 picks in the first round this year. It'll be interesting to see what.
Do we get the hometown kid somewhere in that first round?
Who?
TJD. Can he play the 4?
Trace Jackson Davis?
He can rebound. He's a Hoosier.
He is a rebounder. Can he run? Can he spread the floor?
And his dad. I mean, hello. Has there been a better pacer than Dale Davis? I don't think so.
There is some connective tissue there, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I think he would be a fan favorite right out of the gate.
Right.
But can he play in the NBA? He's going to shoot better from distance.
I drove down to the southern Indiana yesterday, or day before yesterday, and there was a giant billboard that he was on.
Yeah.
The NIL money, or I don't know, maybe
Probably.
it's after. Yeah.
I love watching the Heat and Cody Zeller, Hatchet House, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The number of Hoosier basketball players in the NBA is amazing if you just stop and.
Zeller's been playing minutes for the Heat in the play.
Right.
He's bald as can be now.
Right.
It's awesome.
He plays well, though. I mean, he does what they need him to do.
Totally.
Yeah, I think the Pacers. If Halliburton doesn't get hurt, we're probably in the playoffs. We don't have the 7th pick, so
Yeah.
we just need him to stay healthy because we are totally different when he is healthy.
What pick did? Let me pull up the draft order here. I don't remember.
We are 7.
I know we're 7. I was wondering for our RFL friends who are all Chicago fans, what picked the Bulls?
I don't remember the Bulls. They weren't in the lottery.
They weren't?
No, because
really?
remember they made a play-in game.
Okay. Let's see here. So they don't have a high pick anyway. That's
No, they're middling.
That's good. Yeah, they. Oh, you know what? Now they were actually the 11th pick, but Orlando gets it. That's the deal. Sorry, Chicago.
Go Bully Bulls.
Sorry, Michael Jordan. Yeah, so we have pick number 7. Our own pick, we have pick number 26 from Cleveland and 29 from Boston. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know where Trace Jackson is projected to go. But maybe one of those picks later in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, 26, 29. I mean, those are...
You know what the really classy Indiana thing to do would be is to just take Trace Jackson at 26 and Edie at number 29.
Is he going to stay in the draft, you think?
Edie?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think he hired an agent, so he's
really?
got the option of potentially going back.
Let me look that up. What's his first name?
Zach
Edie. He's such a giant person. Zach Edie draft. He's at the combine.
Yeah, I think they've changed the rules where you can go pretty deep into the process.
Edie, this is on Bleacher Report. Edie announced on Tuesday he is entering his name into the 2023 NBA draft, but he will. Oh, here we go. But he will maintain college eligibility if he decides to return to school. How can you do that?
You don't hire an agent. Even now, I mean, I'm sure there's even different rules now that they have the NIL. Like, yeah, if you don't hire an agent, you can go through the whole process, but I don't know how you get feedback, like legit feedback, if you don't have that agent. Like, that seems like a very, like, I'm your agent on the down low type situation.
Right.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, just have an advisor rather than an agent or something.
Right.
All right. What else? Anything else catch your eye pacer-wise this week?
No, I mean, we're still in basketball season. I friggin' hate watching the playoffs when my team's not in it, but...
Yeah, I do love the NBA, though.
I do. I'm rooting for the Joker, 100%.
The Joker.
For the other 3 teams, I hate them
Joker.
all. Hate the Heat, hate the Lakers,
Hated it.
hate the Celtics. I definitely hate the Celtics.
I don't know where or why, but I can't stand the Celtics. I don't know if it's from listening to Bill Simmons so much and just kind of rooting against him. But, yeah, for one thing, I cannot stand Marcus
Malcolm
Smart.
Brogdon. Oh, I thought you were going to say Brogdon.
No, Brogdon, like I was watching Brogdon play the other day, and he was playing really well, and I was watching him. I'm like, I don't even care that he's gone. Like, he's so boring and just, like,
well, how much he never even hardly played for. He was injured the whole time. He was very soft. Like, I can't believe he's made it through this season playing so much. It's real dumb.
The S word. Yeah, Brogdon, please. Bye.
Later, Brogdon.
Enjoy
Marcus Smart's one of those guys, like, if he's on your team, you like him, but he's not on our team.
No, he's a Kyle Lowry. You know who used to be like that, who you're 100% right. He's on our team now, and I love him. It's T.J. McConnell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was very T.J. McConnell. Like, when McConnell was on the Sixers, he used to annoy the crap out of him.
McConnell's probably one of my favorite Pacers, like pound for pound.
Yeah, he's an agitator.
He's an agitator.
I like that about him. But, yeah, no, I'm ready for the NBA to be over so we can get into the draft, just kind of start the year fresh, get hope again. It's hard. That's all we have in Indy sports right now is hope.
Right.
We have
but
sucked for so long with everything.
With Halliburton and then Josh Richardson, I kind of hope is indeed in town.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson,
sorry.
are we talking about?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, no, I through the draft process, that wasn't my guy. But now you read all the things that keep coming out about him. I don't know if you read the article where they talked to Gardner Minshew about Anthony Richardson.
What did it say?
Gardner Minshew loves him. He said he's like a sponge, and he's learning so fast. He talked about his athleticism being freakish, which I think we already all knew. But he said he's picking up really quickly on the RPO stuff, which I think for Anthony Richardson is going to be massive because if you can run real RPOs with him, like his run option is deadly. I mean, 250 running 4.40, like that's insane. And if he's able to mix it up and get people off their balance and off, get them hesitating, like that could be so dangerous. And if you ran an actual option with Jonathan Taylor sweeping out to the left or the right with him and get either one of those guys in open space, I think the Colts, just the running wise, could be dangerous. And
we might end up being top 3, top 5 running teams in the NFL next year.
Yeah, the Eagles 2 years ago with Steichen made the playoffs, and they only had, I think, 15 passing touchdowns. So they did it on defense and running the ball, old school football. I think if our defense can stay healthy, we can get Shaq back, Shaq Leonard. Almost don't call me Darius. If we can get Shaq back, I think we'll have a formidable D.
Our offense next year is going to look a lot like Phillies did in 21.
Yeah.
Where
we need our line to play better. They were the worst part of the team last year almost.
Right.
Like they were
not great passing. Of course, we probably won't be, but we'll be top 10 running game next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in our line, which I don't know what happened last year, was supposed to be one of the best in the league. And, of course, I think a lot of it has to do with Matt Ryan being literally a negative deficit in the ability to run, just so bad.
Statuesque.
Oh, my God. And you thought Phillip Rivers was bad, and then you get Matt Ryan, and it's like, oh, Rivers is actually mobile.
Very mobile. Please. He was almost like Anthony Richardson.
Holy cow.
Yeah, but if you can if we can start running the ball really well and you start getting single high safeties, Richardson can also throw the ball 65, 70 yards. Like, if we can get a receiver that can get behind people, I mean, you got Alec Pierce at 6'4". Like, he can at least go up and get a ball over somebody. I think we start getting single high safeties from running so much. I think Richardson could do damage in his first year. It would be very sexy.
I can't wait. I'm excited to watch him. I heard on another podcast where he graded out as the most athletic quarterback of all time.
Well,
and number 3 overall player of all time.
I haven't seen that, but 6'4", 245, 440. That's a man child.
Let's go Chicago, please. Justin Fields.
Yeah, get on our level, Justin Fields.
Anthony Richardson's in town, kid.
Chicago has receivers this year. There's no.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any Bears fans like, if we only had receivers, like the guy they got from Carolina.
DJ Moore.
Yeah, he's good. And
remember they traded like a second or first round pick last year for Claypool too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So Claypool, DJ Moore.
Right, they have size and hands, and like they have no excuses.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
that's such a bear.
Very berry.
Cole Kmet. Well,
yeah, but I don't know. I'm.
And then I love the receiver we drafted. I believe it was in the 3rd round.
Josh Downs.
Gosh.
I like his attitude
of the phone call he got.
I like they were in the parking lot throwing passes to each other when they first got to Indy like that.
And like as Cousin Barry pointed out, the preacher hype man in the background.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Always
hallelujah.
If you don't have a preacher hype man at your draft party, you're doing it wrong. You are doing it wrong. Let's just be totally honest here. If you don't have a hype man at your draft party, you are not come on. You know you're about to make at least. The minimum NFL salary $600,000. You can't pay a preacher hype man $500 for the night.
Right.
Let's make that happen at every draft party.
Hype, man. So solid. I don't really know about the cornerback we drafted in round 2. So I won't really speak to that, but let's just look at the positions that we drafted. So round 1, obviously, we get the franchise quarterback for the next 10, 15 years.
Yep.
Obviously. We get a shutdown corner was what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I read about that guy. He seems like he's legit.
Yeah. Then we get Josh Downs out of North Carolina. Really am excited about him. We get an offensive tackle. Offensive tackle out of BYU. Sure, the lineup. We go D tackle in round 4.
Well, that left tackle spot is something we really need to shore up. Like since Costanzo left, like that seemed like it was the root of all our problems on that line.
Get another cornerback in round 5, a safety in round 5, a tight end. I didn't know we got a tight end. A kid out of Miami. You know the history of Miami tight ends. Will Mallory.
Oh, Willie.
Obviously, Jeremy Shockey.
Yeah, I'm not sure he has quite the same hype as Shockey.
Obviously, Jeremy Shockey, yes.
Yes.
Then we go running back, Evan Hole.
That's a special teamer.
Is that a
Just
white
saying.
kid? Yeah, we got us a little Northwestern. Smart. Northwestern, Evan Hole.
Special teamer. Extraordinaire.
Edge rusher, round 6. Cornerback, offensive tackle. So
yeah, I think
all over the board, but exciting. What we only took 1, 2, 3, 4 skill players, and then all the rest were just kind of needs, and so.
Yeah, everything I read and heard about our draft is like Ballard just goes for straight athleticism. Right. Like he drafts monster athletes, which that's awesome if we can teach them football.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You could never have enough athletes in that game.
Hope Josh Downs has the hands of Cousin Barry.
Yes. Sticky.
Barry, I quote Barry, "I'm not fast, but I've got great hands."
Yes.
Excellent.
Didn't that include I don't jump very high either?
No. That didn't even need to be said, honestly. All right. Indy 11. We were talking about that earlier this week. Like, get your head out of your asses. Let's get the stadium built and get an MLS team, please.
Yeah, I was downtown yesterday at the freaking Indians game. They haven't even torn down the building where the stadium. Like, come on. We need to get that moving.
We're just going to get shut out.
I don't know if that guy that owns Indy 11 has the cash.
Oh, really?
They say it was $500 million what the San Diego team just bought in for, but I think that includes the stadium. So I'm not sure, but I would be willing to bet that guy doesn't have $500 million to throw at a.
Well, who's building that stadium?
That stadium's built. It is called Snapdragon.
Oh, you're talking about the San Diego one.
Oh, he's building that stadium, I'm pretty sure. I think the city of Indianapolis is doing something to either help fund it or tax break type situations, but yeah, I mean, $500 million. He's going to have to get some outside investment with that. I know the San Diego was a Egyptian billionaire that has purchased that, but they're up to 30 teams now in the MLS. How many are they going to have? But
here we go. Indy 11 fans can expect to enjoy games in the new stadium by summer of 2025.
Wow, they better get to work, please.
Let's go.
I mean, because I wonder if they'll just get the stadium part of it done first, because that stadium's supposed to have offices, apartments, shopping, everything included in it.
We need to implement in the U.S. For soccer, just like all the other countries, a relegation system to where it's money's different here, I think, and the franchises and what have you. And I don't think they'll ever go for that because they want to protect their investment. But that's the way it should be, man. That's how soccer is. That's the way it should be.
Right. Well, you're going to have to convince 30 billionaires to
correct
essentially forfeit money, and they're not going to do that here.
Right. Not going to happen. Yes. Yeah. That's you'd almost had to have started out that way, you know.
Right.
But man, I'm looking at renderings of that stadium. It's going to be badass when it's done.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be a nice like that little area right there.
Yeah.
It's like a little triumvirate of very, like, our AAA baseball stadium is probably the nicest one in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Oil's amazing.
Amazing.
Pacer Stadium has always been said it's one of the best.
Incredible.
And then Indy 11. Let's go. I mean, I hope the fall of 2025 my team is playing in that stadium.
Who's that?
The Center Grove Trojan boys soccer team.
Is that where the finals will be?
I would imagine they would put it in there.
Yeah.
Because they're playing it again back at IUPUI Stadium where the Indy 11 are playing now after like a 2 or 3 year change. But
are they back in that original place where they were playing in the RCA Dome?
They were playing at the Colts State, Lucas Oil, which it wasn't that fun to go see a game there. It's too big.
Right.
The original stadium was much better. The atmosphere's better.
Not very intimate.
No, not at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is the new stadium? Is it 17,000? Is that
20?
20?
20 is what it says. Yeah. 20,000 seat multi-purpose stadium. New permanent home of Indy 11. Development will also include over 600 apartments.
Yep.
205,000 square feet of office space. 197. Yeah, office space are a really hot commodity these days.
It's actually definitely making a comeback. All companies are starting to push people back.
Are they? Yep. Yeah. 197,000 square feet of retail space and restaurants, a hotel, public plazas with green space, and public parking garages.
Yeah.
That's quite a development.
Yeah. No, it's all encompassing.
That adds, it looks like that'll add, if they actually do what they say they're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 10 to 20-story buildings, too. That'll make our skyline a little more, especially in that area, a little more, cool.
Yeah, because Lucas Oil just towers over everything right there.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a standalone big boy.
Yeah.
That'll kind of offset that, counterbalance that area out a little bit.
I know the back nine golf facility is looking really forward to that facility being built.
Are they?
It would kind of connect his business there to downtown a little bit better.
Yeah. I wonder if in this rendering, if that bridge that's going over the White River is already there. I don't know if you can see that.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool, though.
Hopefully. It's a new one. That'd be nice. But that little southwest corner of the city will be Lucas Oil, the Indians, the zoo. Like, that's a nice little area. Yeah. And then you just go south of that where you used to be a shit fisher.
Shit fisher. That's right.
Down on the dirty White River.
For catfish in the White River.
Yeah.
Do not eat more than 4 ounces of that fish a month.
Right.
Is the wording and literally in the fishing guide that the
state
of Indiana puts out.
That's so gross.
Disgusting. Oh my.
So gross.
Yeah. All right. Well, any other Indy sports things you want to talk about, cover?
I can't think of anything right now. I just think the Indy 11 is set up with all the things they want of these new MLS teams.
Man.
Like, they want an academy that's already set up, and there's already been talk about Grand Park's team, the Indy Fire, becoming the Indy 11. Like, they almost changed the name already one time. And, I mean, that facility they have up there, like, you go to a soccer tournament there and the people...
Why are we the Fire? Why aren't we the 11?
Well, when they started it, there was no Indy 11, and we were affiliated with the Chicago Fire at that point. So
yeah, it should be the Indy 11 academy team.
Yeah. I don't know if the Chicago Fire would get the first right to offer a contract to one of those kids. I would love to find out how that actually works.
Right. Yeah, their little feeder. How many kids that have gone through the Fire program actually play for the Fire? That'd be an interesting thing to know.
Well, they have a Fire system up in Chicago too. So, and like the Indiana Fire now has feeders all the way from the top. I think there's now something up in South Bend, even to the northern part of Indianapolis, to our local club in Evansville. So they kind of span the whole state at this point. Mm-hmm. What better way to tie it in with our hopefully soon to be MLS? Like, you can pull that team and you'd have a ready-made system for that team.
That'd be badass.
It would be badass. But if you go out and look at the standings and like the top club leagues, the Indiana Fire for the boys is nasty.
Oh, really? Nationwide or
nationwide,
regionally or both?
Nationwide, they are Well, they start out in the region, and then they will play nationals at the end of the year. But I know I was looking at them the other day, and some of the boys are in the top, are winning their division in what it's called as the E64. So it's not like you're not lacking for soccer players. Not to mention you have the best all-time college program right down the road too at IU.
Oh yeah.
So
They're kind of back.
yeah, they've
back
been to
lately, aren't they?
3 finals in the last 3 to 5 years. I think they haven't won it, but they've been second 3 times in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Been really unlucky, but I remember 2 years ago they had a header 3 feet away that the dude hit it over, or they would have won the national championship.
Oh
It
my
went
God.
went to a shootout and they lost, but they lost in the shootout this year.
Who's the coach now? It's not.
Todd Yeagley.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember when I was a kid and I went to IU soccer camp. He's basically my age, and he was always at the 2 or 3 times I went to IU soccer camp. He was always there,
Right.
obviously. As he was a kid. I can't remember if he was a little younger than me or a little older.
Yeah, he ended up being an All-American for IU, so a decent player, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. He will.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we've got everything we need to have the MLS. We just need what every sports friggin' team needs is cash.
Cash.
We need the cash.
Yeah, I would. I had Indy 11 season tickets when they first started, and I just couldn't. That team back then was just not good.
Yeah.
But if we had an MLS team, I would for sure get season tickets.
Yeah, the MLS is getting better and better. Like it's not a bad watch anymore. Like even 5 years ago, I would try to watch it and be like, oh, they're better than me, but but like the skill, the touch, like you watch the guys now, and you could tell they're starting to get good. And now you know they're starting to get good when European teams are starting to buy our guys for 10, 15, $20 million. Like that tells you we've got some good players. I know
a feeder system for
Yep.
minor.
U.S. under 20 team plays Ecuador tomorrow in the under 20 World Cup. If you want to watch something,
really?
just FYI. Yeah, I think I don't know if Paxton Aronson's on that team, but he's a kid that to keep an eye out for us.
Brendan's brother.
Yep. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht.
Ja.
Da.
Das ist gut, ja.
Ja.
So, but yeah.
That's good, yeah.
We got the big signing for the U.S., the English kid. Can't remember his name, Florian something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Gold Cup this summer. We'll see what he's all about. 21. So, yeah, we'll get into some of that sometimes because, your and I's first sport, soccer,
Oh, God.
football.
Love it.
It is easily my favorite.
Well, I'll have to start immersing myself into more soccer than I do then. The bandwidth currently is being eaten up for me by NFL and NBA. It's my two.
Right.
Yeah, I love the NBA. I've got to where I like I'm just loving watching the playoffs period right now. Even the
YouTube TV has the NFL ticket now.
I know. You have to talk Dad into buying that.
Why's Dad got to buy it?
Because I'm on his plan now. He
Are
was
you?
on my plan, and
Why didn't you just join my plan?
I didn't.
We
know you
probably
had a
shouldn't
plan.
talk about this on our podcast.
Right. Sponsored by YouTube TV.
Get multiple. We get 6 sign-ins, so I guess it doesn't matter.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we should just all do one plan.
Correct.
Yeah, we need to rendezvous on that.
Well, I thought I was going hiking for 5 months, so I canceled my plan. And Dad and Austin, everybody was on my plan. And then Dad signed back up on his own. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
if you're going to sign up, then what?
Right.
Send me a link, bro.
Yeah. How many is that? So I don't know how to give out the multiple sign-ons.
It's pretty easy. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. We got a good 44 minutes on our.
Is that what we're at?
Yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, that's not bad.
That was pretty
Not bad
easy.
for an Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right,
yeah, we'll have to
well,
get some guests. Line up B-Ray.
Get B-Ray in here to talk about his recollection of the early RFL beginnings and
Yeah. Big Brain. Get him over here at
Big
some point.
Brain. Yeah, the stress and pain of not getting the big one yet.
Yeah.
It's coming, Big Brain. Don't worry, kid.
Yeah. Keep trading, brother.
Keep trading.
Keep trading.
Yeah, keep trading me.
Yeah. And me. I like Big Brain trades.
I think, yeah, the 2 championships I have were both results of mid-season trades with Brain.
I think last year Ms. Wiki pretty much cleaned up on the big brain trades to
No,
take it home.
just kidding, Big Brain.
Devontae Adams.
Wink,
Here you
wink.
go.
Yeah, he set Tommy up pretty good too last year, from what I remember.
Tommy. That's a whole nother topic we're
No,
going to get into. We
Tommy.
love you, Tommy.
Please, we'll have you call in
Yeah, we need to figure out how to
during
get Tommy.
the day. Oh yeah, let's not get him at night.
Yeah, no, it's probably not bad.
Right.
Let's get him after a 12-hour shift
I don't
at
know.
the
That
hospital.
might
It might be
be a classic
podcast gold. Have Tommy
gold.
at post Red Rocks
Like-
Fish Show.
Can be our music correspondent from
Yes.
Red Rocks.
Yes. Have you ever gotten to meet Weaver?
Oh, of course.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Weaver in person in years.
Yeah.
I would love to get Weaver maybe
Love
one
Weaver.
time.
Weaver doesn't have a championship either.
No, he doesn't. His team was so good this year too. I thought he was going to win it for real.
Yeah, he was front running hard. Let's
Yeah.
look and see real quick before we.
I should have beat him week 1. Of course, my team crapped out as usual. I got the second highest point total in week 1 and lost to Weaver.
Who is Maverick? That's Vassallo.
Yeah.
He does not have a championship.
No.
Mikey has a
One.
couple, I think.
He's got 1, I think.
I think he's got 2. I don't know who Total Protonic Reversal is. That's got to be a McDermott rename.
Or Phil.
Let's see.
Did Phil quit?
Oh, that is Phil, actually. I thought Phil was quitting, but he has since changed his name. Maybe there's a resurgence coming.
I can see why him and Brad are best friends.
Don't quit, Phil.
Come on, guy.
Total Protonic Reversal. That is a picture of the Ghostbusters that's backing up that name. Never Give Up. That's Jason, right?
Jason Williams, no
championship.
championship.
White Fox has 2, obviously. Stallion has multiple. Knight Rider. That's the wiffle ball champion of Crown Point, right?
I thought he was the Bourbon Knights.
Is he the bird? Or no, he's the Knight Rider now.
Oh, he's
changed it.
What is that? Can people just stick it with a name?
No. Fire. So Weaver no championship. Barry's got 2. The Booters has multiple. Brain Damage no. You have 1. Gold Coast Warriors has.
Where's
multiple.
champion out there? You only have 1.
Jedi Beyond Jedi. So Brain,
Jay Will,
Weaver, Jay Will,
Vassallo, and Phil.
Vassallo, and Phil. There's a five pack of no champs. So get your head out of your ass, boys. Like,
We're
pull your
gonna
shit
bring
together.
like a little. What's that little like play set picnic tables?
Kids table.
You guys got to sit at the Little Tykes.
Well, we'll
Picnic
just bring
table
like
for the
a
draft.
real little like folding table with real cheap chairs.
Here's your table, guys.
Here's
You
your
draft from here.
Here's your draft room, boys. And then we'll sit at the mahogany with the high
Yes.
backs. Yeah.
I might just build one for championship table.
I like the dog tags that the McDermotts are always pimping, but I would.
They made them, didn't they? I thought they made them
I
at
think
one point.
buy them, get them from somewhere. Yeah,
Mm.
but I think like jackets like the Masters would be cool too.
Like the pink ladies,
I don't know, like
leather jackets.
some sort
Just
of
like a sick RFL.
some sort of sick, cool jackets that you wear to draft day.
Yeah,
Badass.
RFL leather jackets.
Yeah, we're coming up on
We should totally get that. Would make Brad so mad. I feel
30-year anniversary coming up in a couple years. We'll have to we should maybe do a Vegas draft on year 30.
That's 2 years away.
That'd be badass.
I can't believe that's weird. Man, I'm old as shit.
Be-
That's 30 years of fantasy football in
Yeah.
2. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a grandpa. I don't even know
Yeah.
what's happening right now.
Papa.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there on the airwaves. Vegas trip for year 30.
Not a bad idea.
Just get like a giant suite.
Yeah. Tiger, Mike Tyson. I don't know.
Right. Freaking Barry
Who
up
would
on
be
the roof
the-
of the casino.
I was going to say, Barry would be the guy that gets lost.
or Mike Lowry.
Mike
like,
Lowry,
what the hell happened to Mike last night? Don't know. He's just like bright pink, sunburned up on the roof.
Yes, Mike Lowry would be the Wolfpack of 1.
Yeah. Phil Conley, who knows what kind of hijinks
I
that cat would
don't
get into.
even want to know
I
what
don't
Phil
know.
would
I
be
don't
doing.
know. There'd be maybe dead hookers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What, Four Aces? You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's a Phil Connolly Vegas
Yeah.
strip, I feel like.
the dead hooker comes from called Four Rooms, a Quentin Tarantino movie where little kids are jumping on the bed. He's like, "What? Your feet smell so bad." And then they're jumping, and the mattress slides off, and there's a dead hooker between the mattresses. Pretty
Gross.
funny.
That's so gross.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. So it's going to be fun to talk RFL this year.
Yeah, we need to get the draft rolling. Once we have the draft, we
Yeah.
can do a mock draft. I think that's
Yeah.
a definite must.
Once we know the draft order,
Yeah.
we'll get into some discussion about that. And,
Definitely guest time when we
yeah,
have draft order.
and,
We can
we'll gather some intel. You know, the McDermotts are always down to do a mock.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out how to get people called in, maybe FaceTime on this computer.
Sure. Yeah, we'll
I don't
figure
know if
that out.
that'll work, but
Figure that out.
yeah, be sick.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Inaugural podcast in the books.
In the books.
Later.
Later.